Now, it is my lecture 23, class 9 maths, topic Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. I am S. Mishra, teaching you Euclid's axioms and postulates. Euclid assumed certain properties. Euclid assumed certain properties which were not to be proved, as these were universal truth. That means the Euclid has assumed some certain properties. These properties are not to be proved, as these are universal truth. So he divided his assumptions into two types. This universal truth, the statement of universal truth, were arranged in two types. First postulate. Now we would like to learn what is postulate. You see, the term postulate was used for the assumptions specific to geometry. The term postulate was used for the assumptions specific to geometry. Actually, postulate is a verb. What is postulate? Postulate is a verb. If we say that let us postulate, when we say let us postulate, then we mean that firstly make some statement based on the observed phenomenon in the universe and then check its truth. So first we observe the phenomenon in the universe and then we check its truth. If it is true, then it is accepted as postulate. Otherwise not. So when the statement is true, then it is taken as postulate. If any statement, whatever we will take, is not true, then we can't take it as postulates. That is the condition for the statement taken as postulate. Second type, axiom. The term axiom was used throughout mathematics and not linked to geometry. Means the term axiom was used throughout mathematics and not linked to geometry. Clear? Some of the Euclid's axioms are as follows. Means I have taken some important axioms. Axiom 1. Things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. Suppose you have two things which are equal to a third one, then both are equal. For example, if line segment AB equals to line segment CD, and line segment CD equals to line segment EF, then AB equals to EF, because AB equals to CD and CD equals to EF. So AB equals to EF. It is the first exam. Second exam, if equals are added to equals, then the whole are equal. If equals are added to equals, then the wholes are equal. For example, if measure of angle ABC equal to measure of angle DEF, then measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle XYZ equals to measure of angle DEF plus measure of angle XYZ. So what did you see here? Angle ABC and angle DEF are equal, and we have added angle XYZ to both ABC and DEF. That's why the sum of the measure of angle ABC and XYZ is equal to the sum of the measures of angle DEF and angle XYZ. It is the proof of second exam. Third exam, if equals are subtracted from equals, then the remainders are equal. Suppose you have two equal things and you are subtracting a constant thing from both, then remainder will be also equal. For example, if 7x equals to 3y, 7x equals to 3y, then 7x minus 4 equals to 3y minus 4. Here, from two equal things, 7x and 3y, 4 is subtracted. That's why the remainders are equal. Now, exam number 4. Things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. If you have two things which coincide each other, coincide means covering exactly, cover exactly. So things which coincide each other are equal to each other. For example, if line segment AB coincides with line segment PQ such that point A falls on point P and point B falls on point Q, then line segment AB equals to line segment PQ. Line segment PQ. That is, two things are identical. Two things are identical, then they are equal. Means two identical things are always equal. Two identical things are always equal. Clear? Now, exam number 5. Exam number 5. The whole is greater than the part. The whole is greater than the part. Example, if x equals to y plus z, if x equals to y plus z, where y and z are not equal to 0, where y and z are not equal to 0, then x greater than y and x greater than z. X greater than y and x greater than z. That's why we learn here the whole is greater than a part. Exam 6. Things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. If we have two equal things and we double both of them, then the resultant thing will be also equal to one another. For example, if x is equal to 2z, x equals to 2z and y equals to 2z, okay, then x equals to y. Now, exam number 7. Things which are halves of the same thing are equal to one another. Things which are halves of the same thing are equal to one another. Suppose you have two equal things and you are dividing equally in two parts, both of them, then divided part from both the equal things will be also equal. For example, you see here, if x equals to z by 2 and y equals to z by 2, then x equals to y. So these are the 7 important axioms provided by Euclid. The rest of the things we will study in our next video. Clear? Thank you. But study your textbook very carefully. Each and every word and term must be studied by the learners. Thank you.